Let's see if you find me again. Let's see if you are still there. There's no one here at the moment, so I know I'm talking to myself at the moment. I have no idea why that suddenly decided to go. I do apologise. Oh, Julie found us. Oh, hi, Julie. Oh, dear, oh, dear. I love technology. Technology is not my friend at the moment, and I'm not 100% sure whether this is going to work even, because it's still playing up a little bit, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. A few people are finding us, so I'll just wait for a few more. Oh, dear. It's really ridiculous, isn't it? So I shall carry on, and yeah, I don't know why you keep losing me. You found me, and then you lost me, and then you found me, and it's still 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's not doing very well now. I will. Are you still with us? Or are you without? Let's see if I've managed to do anything there. We just hate technology, don't we, eh? Oh, hi. We hiccup. It's a damn ruddy nuisance. Oh dear. I've no idea why. I've been filming all day, and it should be with me, but it keeps on coming and going. So it's clearly not a particularly good signal for us. And I do apologise. There's not much I can do about it, I'm afraid. It is very frustrating. Shall I carry on and pretend that you're all there? Yeah, let's carry on and pretend you're all there, because I wanted to show you a very similar idea to this one. Not quite the same, because I wanted to do it a little bit differently. I do just want to check that you can at least hear me. Can you hear me? If that's the thing. Yeah, I think it's a YouTube thing as well. It's a damn nuisance YouTube thing as well. Okay, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I'm glad you can hear me. So, okay, look, I shall persevere with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the frames again, show you how to do all the frames. Although, do you know what? It's going to be so easy to do that. But what I wanted to show you was how to do a little bit something different. So I'm taking a piece of white card, and I'm taking one of the Circles in Motion stencil, which is from Helen Colebrook, I think her name is. It's a new designer for creative expressions, and I thought that it would go nicely doing something a little bit different. Okay. So I'm going to tape this down. Now I am using and so I just want to use that to tape this down. So I've got ordinary white card. I've got 2 colour distress inks. I've got the mustard seed, so it's a nice bright yellow, and I've got the spiced marmalade, which is an orange. So colours that I don't use at all, and yes, the stencil is available. Okay, so that's why I thought I'd go for something really, really different. So I'm going to start off with the mustard seed. So this is the yellow one. Doesn't look yellow, but believe me, it is. I'm going to pick up my bits and pieces, and I'm just going to randomly go over the stencil. So I'm picking it up in some areas and not in others. Okay, so it will look a bit odd to start off with. Okay, so I've put them in just various different places. So then I'm going to take my spiced marmalade, the orangey coloured one, and then I'm going to go over in some of the areas that I've not already been in. And worked before, isn't it? And jolly good job this worked before on Sunday, because I would have been crying then, would I not? Yeah, I would indeed. So I'm just going to make sure that I've gone through all the little circles, and it's going to look rather odd. I will give you that. But believe me, it looks really, it's out of your comfort zone in this one. So just going over that like that. So that's the two colours, spice marmalade and mustard seed. Pop them to one side, and then I'm going to remove this stencil from here. You can see that you've got a really brilliant design. Yeah, but we're going to almost not see any of it. Sorry, what's the difference between the grey and the black boxes? I think we're probably talking about these. These are distress inks. The grey boxes are distress oxides. And the oxides are more for, well, they're much creamier. They come out as a sort of cloudy finish, where these... Oh, Julie's answering you. Yeah, they are ideal for this. I prefer my distress inks for this sort of thing because the others are cloudy and I prefer them to not be cloudy. So we're going to cut these out. So let me just pop that one to one side, let it dry for a little bit. So I'm going to take my wonderful frames. Now, as I said, they sold out like in record time, which is absolutely fantastic that it did. They are on order. I've spoken to the suppliers today and they should be with me hopefully this time next week, along with some others, different sizes, because they did seem to be what people were asking for. So I have got that and got that underway. The stencil is possibly at the very bottom of the YouTube link, but I will put it on afterwards. I'm going to use the wider one on a piece of sort of an orangey colour. I'm not quite sure what the colour was because I've taken it out of the packet, but it's sort of an orangey colour. And then I'm just going to pop that onto my cutting platform and run that through. So this is the outside one. This is the biggest one. Okay. Just turn that around. Then when that's coming through, I'm going to take the smallest one . Oops, falling out there. So there's my outer frame. Like that. Already done, no measurement, just that one die, pop it onto a piece of card and you're done. Then I'm going to take the smallest one and I'm actually going to put that on top of my stenciled piece here. So it just about fits in, so I can see where the edge of the stencil is and everything. So I'm going to pop that on there. Now, because I'm using distress inks and they don't dry straight away, I'm going to put that onto my cutting platform like that, but I'm also going to take a thin piece of paper and cover that so that I don't then transfer the ink onto my plates with. Okay, so we then, that could be something for another time, but it isn't for today. I'm just going to take this one off. And then I've got my little hauly bits. Looks really pretty. I'm going to pop that onto a piece of card here. And I'm just going to take my brush, which I haven't added any extra ink to, but I'm just going to go over so that I sort of make the white on here a bit more subtle. So I'm just taking that. You can see that I haven't picked up any ink, haven't grabbed my ink pad. I really don't need to because I want it to be subtle. Otherwise the circles will just be blended and I don't want them to be blended. I want them to be defined and I want them to show up. So if I just settle this down with it, it should be ideal. So that's gone round all the way there. Now, when we now pop this onto our frame, I think we've got a really lovely different looking frame. So when we had our other card here, I used the white as the smaller frame, and I used a multicolored background for the outer frame. So if you look at it carefully, you can see that you've got different colors down here, different here, and different up here. But this time we've done it kind of like a different way round. Okay, so I'm simply going to stick my spotty frame onto my top. It's so hot in here. I shouldn't be complaining, should I? Because we haven't had decent weather down here at all. Hold on, I'm just reading. Yeah, we've got all different sizes, and I'm trying to arrange for some different shapes as well, which would be quite nice. You can see that I'm not even drying out before I even get round there. I just can't tell you how, especially over the weekend, which was lovely, and then to have this all happening was sort of like icing on the cake, really, was it not? So we've got our blank card, which is a 7-inch square blank card. So you can see now, looks like oranges and lemon, doesn't it? It just pops, yeah? And then I have cut out a piece of card, she says, but now lost it. We cut out another piece of card, shall we? I want to put a piece of card on here that is, oh no, I was organised, hold on, sorry. I've cut out a piece of card here that is the piece that I want to put on to the middle of my card. So I'm going to pop it into there like that. And I just want to stamp an image. I thought we'd do something a bit different. So our card frame will go on the top there like that. And I just want to now stamp an image onto this so that we know that we've got it in roughly the right place. We will take our piece of card, pop that into here, and I have more or less already. Now, I think that I will stamp it. Oh, I'll be very brave here and stamp it with the distress ink. It's not something that I would normally do because it can be a little bit bitty, to say the least. But let's give it a go, shall we? Now, I didn't hold that in place. I've got to turn that back. Let's hold it in place. I need to hold that in place. So normally I wouldn't use, as I said, distress ink to stamp like this, but because I've got the stamping platform, I can keep going back and popping it into the right place. So let's give it a go. I just like that vibrant colour. And to be honest, as I said, it's not a colour that I normally use, and therefore I haven't really got an ink that is that sort of a colour. So let's just, that's the A that I'm trying to do. And let's just stamp, as it says, happy. So I'm just going to pop that down. Now then we bring our card back in. Top folding we go for, and that's just straight down. That's where I messed it up because I knew I hadn't lined it, but not to worry. Pop that into more or less the middle of our card. And of course, we're going to put some foam on the back. And again, you all surprised me. I had a whole new load of foam in, and that all went as well. So you were out to get me, were you not? As is YouTube today, out to get me for some unknown reason. So let's pop the foam on there. And then I'm just going to put a simple flower into the corner. A simple daisy with a little bit of greenery. Now you wouldn't need to necessarily put your frames onto here, not totally necessary. Oh, oh, oh. It did want to stick. Should have put a bit of glue on there, shouldn't I? So we have the wiggle room. Now we know what the wiggle room is about. So pop that onto there. I've got my flower here that I'm just going to bring over. And I'm going to use a bone folder just to mould these petals a bit. Scream at the machine. If you're still with me, you all deserve a blooming medal with all this silly. I've no idea why it's suddenly going like that today. It's been working perfectly all day, and today doesn't like Wednesday evenings, does it? Or 3 o'clock in the morning if you're in another country, Australia. I'm just going to curl that around so that really, and what I'm doing is breaking the fibres of this, and then I can pop this all together. So the pre-orders are still open. I'm very pleased that I did do the pre-orders, because I do think that I would have totally underestimated how many of you might be looking to buy these frames. But as people are saying, I think that they potentially are quite the game changer. I'm just going to pop these one on top of the other. So if you haven't pre-ordered, but you're thinking that you might like one, I would very much recommend that you pop over to the website as soon as possible, because I'm having a feeling that we're almost onto the third order. You can. So I'm just going to pop that down onto there. Now I could pop myself a little gem onto the middle of that. Just think a little gem. Do we think a little gem? I think we do think a little gem. I'm actually going to pop that on my silicone glue though, because the actual flower is deep, and so I want to make sure that it's going to stay stuck onto there, because there's nothing worse than having the little gems that want to come off. So let's just pop that onto there and know that that's going to stay stuck. And then finally, I've already pre-cut myself leaf die. Yes, quite big. Yes, I love it. And I'm just going to pop that on in place. And again, not sticking it everywhere, just so that there is movement on it. It's a bit of a floppy one. I'm going to put it down in that center like that, and then take my silicone glue again, pop that on the back of my daisy and pop that into the center that I did. And when I did the other one, this one, I really liked doing the bright colors, and I thought, yeah, let's go for it. Sorry, I'm looking. Yeah, so it's just something very different, but I wanted to just show you and reiterate to you that they don't just have to be a white frame. They can be totally round the other way. This one is then coloured. We made it up ourselves with a stencil. There's some lovely stencils around. You could do a Christmassy type stencil with snowflakes, bits and pieces. You could do background stencils in general, and then just make that into the frame. Just with some simple stamping on there. Or this one was with the gold foiling, which was lovely as well. And the background of that one I've done with a heart 3D embossing folder. But I did think that that was a bit much on the back of there, because it's a bit busy on the front, so I wanted it more simple. So there you go. There we have it. Pop this up there. Pop over to Maximum Crafts when it stops playing about. You can pre-order the Easy Frames 7, so they're SF7 for the square ones. They will be here in just over a week's time, and they will be coming straight over to you. So don't miss out on those, and new sizes coming again very, very soon as well. Thank you for putting up and watching such a silly show today. It's just one of those things, just can't do anything about it. But thank you for finding me. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening. Look forward, or morning or day or wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Yeah, I'm just reading. Hold on. Yeah. So the new sizes will be coming soon, and shapes and everything. It's going to be great. Looking forward to showing you those very, very soon. Take care till then. Anything that you want is over on the maximumcraft.com website. Pre-orders and stencils and all sorts are there. Take care and see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye.